Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we'll talk to a young man who's trying to get the country to go from selling to serving. We'll explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome to my show. You know, across the country, sales departments are struggling, and largely it's because many of the salespeople didn't come up in sales, didn't read a book on sales, and frankly might be trying too hard and turning off their buyers. To talk about that today, Bryan McDonald, he is a partner, owner of onPurpose Growth. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jeff.
Well, I was struck by your message that most people are trying to sell and they really should be serving. Can you explain that?
Oh, yeah. You know, there's a narrative out there around selling is about a numbers game. And hey, if you're making 100 phone calls, make 200 and just, go around and just sell people and not necessarily care about them. And serving, in my mind, is finding the right people that you want to work with, showing up in an authentic way and helping them get the help or the thing that they want in a way that is a win-win for both sides.
And when some people think about salespeople, they think about the used, the classic used car salesman who is way too aggressive, and you just are looking for a door that you can you can flee to. Tell us more about the sales strategies that your company helps sales departments with.
So we focus on a thing of a throughput of sales. Is where's your ideal client profile? How can you, align with them and create a throughput of sales? Like own your own slice of the market. And this is about relevance too. Where can you be most relevant and have less friction in pulling in new revenue, pulling in new clients, and building relationships with them where they see you as a partner rather than a supplier or somebody they've bought something from.
And when I listen to the radio, I hear some of these sales training courses. We've all heard these commercials. In your mind, are they coming on or teaching a style that might be uncomfortable for the next generation of salesperson?
Oh, I think so. I think that the way people buy is rapidly changing even more to relationships. So if they're teaching, hey, just run the numbers and sell something and move on, I think that style is becoming more and more extinct as the days go by. It's kind of a dying breed, and more relevant is listening, understanding clients and prospects, and figuring out how to help them. I think that type of style is coming in more rapidly into our world.
And your numbers speak for themselves. You were telling me before the show began that you guys grew, you tripled during the economic downturn of the pandemic. What do you attribute that to?
That's a great question. It's around helping people focus on who they can serve and something we call live in the process of their client. How can you structure what you offer in a way that just lives in the process or in the life of your prospects, where you guys mesh together and both of your lives are easier. And what that does is it allows you to focus on a certain slice of the market that you can win and serve, and it trims all the fat off of the time, energy, and space used to spend on people who maybe weren't the right fit.
Yes, and you have a very popular podcast. We're going to roll a clip from it now.
If you want more conventional wisdom on management, this podcast isn't for you. Throw away your so-called accountability. Throw away those 80s cliches. This is the On Purpose podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome to another On Purpose Growth podcast. My name is Bryan McDonald, partner with On Purpose Growth. And today I've got Jeff Hughes on here, an entrepreneur. We've got a really interesting topic to talk about in regards to the number one thing that you can focus on for success. And, the podcast is called On Purpose Growth Podcast. And we're going to learn how to grow on purpose today. So I'm excited to have you on, Jeff. Thanks for taking the time. And why don't you give...
Well, I love it. Not only are you imparting a lot of wisdom with your podcast, but I'm sure you're learning a lot yourself. You're inviting on some really smart people, aren't you?
Yeah, it's kind of a selfless in helping people learn things, and selfish at the same time, because I get smarter every single time I have somebody on. And I mean, there are people from all around the world. Jeff was from Canada. I've had people from the UK, Ireland. They're experts in what they do, and they want to serve people, and that's why they come on.
Well, you said something earlier in this show about the importance of listening, and I think some salespeople, they talk too much. Everybody loves to hear themselves talk, and so you may be turning off your customer by talking too much. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a belief, and it comes true all the time, that the prospect and clients will tell you exactly what to offer them. They want you to listen. They want you to understand. They want to be heard. And all you have to do is listen. And especially in, the remote environment that we're in, listening with not only your ears, but as well as your eyes through, online communications like this is important, because prospects and clients will literally create a target of relevance with the words that they say and what they're communicating, and they're just asking you to hit it.
Yes, and it's so important now, as you mentioned, with the pandemic, because so much selling has gone remote. I remember in the early days of the pandemic, when nobody was getting out of their house, realtors were doing all of their showings virtually. But it does take a transition in terms of your thought process to go from a handshake world to a Zoom world. Do you help your clients navigate that?
Oh yeah, pretty much. I'll say 90% of our clients right now are selling across Zoom. They're not going in person to places. So it's a big topic that we're talking about, helping people navigate through. And the advantage is, once we go back to this in-person world, the people that have learned the skills and honed the skills of listening with their eyes and their ears will perform even better in person.
Yes, and I want to put up on the screen one of the programs that you offer. It's called Breakthrough Sales. Can you walk us through that? What happens in your Breakthrough Sales program?
Yeah, and thanks for sharing this. This is an online group coaching program that we have for entrepreneurs who typically have left corporate America and honed some skill in corporate America. They're an expert, and now they're serving small and medium-sized businesses. And it's a way for them to be able to learn the most effective ways to serve prospects so they become clients, and allows them to make the impact that they're looking to make in their prospects and clients. And we meet a couple times a month. We have a broader range of topics, and just like I preach, it's listening to help people. I listen to figure out where their biggest bottlenecks are, help them get through them so they can have success. And we've had a lot of people come on and go from, making 50 to 75,000 to in a year making $750,000. So it's been really successful for our clients.
And I would point out that, we're all in sales, right? You're selling a wife, you're selling a husband, you're selling a kid on doing his homework, you're selling a cop on not giving you a ticket. You don't have to be in a sales position to benefit from these courses, right?
Oh, not at all. You took the words right out of my mouth. We're always selling. You just have to begin to realize that you're doing it all the time, and selling is a communication game, if you will. A lot of what I teach clients is how to communicate more effectively so they can produce results. So if sales is a communication game, we're always selling.
Yes. We've only got about a minute left, so I'll leave you with the final word. What words of encouragement would you like to give the person watching this broadcast right now who says, well, I'm just not good at sales, I can't be a good salesperson? What do you want to say to that person?
So for me, my belief system is the path to being a great salesperson is being authentically yourself and being more of who you are and aligning with who you want to serve. And when you do those two things, watch out, because you're dangerous out there in the marketplace in creating the success that you want. And it's just a mindset shift. It's literally just a mindset shift.
Amazing. Well, thank you. You've been a great guest. We're going to have you back again soon. We're going to end by putting up your website so people can get in touch. onPurposegrowth.com is the website. Bryan McDonald, thanks again.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate having me on.
And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.